people!
Welcome to Twinning Garcia. This is our first ever episode and we are truly excited.
Número uno.
So I am Cristina Garcia. No, Cristina Karina Tina Garcia.
Oh, we're giving out full governments? I don't know about that.
Mine's has been out there. And this is my lovely sister,
Roxana Garcia.
You guys may know me from Tina's Yummy Eats, my other channel, my mukbang channel. If you don't, I'll link it down below. Go follow me. And you may know my sister from...
So you guys might know me from TikTok. I got a TikTok channel, Love and Lightning 23. I am a psychic medium. I am clairvoyant. So yeah, I express my gifts that way and try to provide messages that either get channeled or use tarot cards as a source of channeling as well. So if you guys aren't following me, please follow me.
We decided that we would create this channel to kind of bring a little bit of positivity, guidance, information,
support,
because we have always gotten, we're not twins. We are not biologically twins. Is that the right thing? Biologically twins?
I think twins are biological.
We're not twins. We're actually 3 years apart.
Yes.
She's the older one. I'm the younger sister.
You can be the older one from now on.
Okay, cool. No problem. But, yeah, we always got in our whole lives that people thought we were twins. I mean, it was literally like we got it our whole lives for some reason. I mean, I don't see it. I can see that we're sisters, but I don't see the twin aspect.
Yeah, people used to yell at me calling her name in the street.
Yeah, and then when people see me, they'll do like double takes, and I'm like, alert. But yeah, so we were like, you know what? Let's, we always get that. Oh my God, you guys give great advice.
Yes, we give great advice. People always come to us for advice. We have a funny way of looking at things and dissecting it and turning around the situation to look at it stuff on an optimistic level.
Correction. Now, because back if you met Tina back then, honey, I was a freaking negative Nancy ass, grumpy ass.
We've done some major healing, guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Still in the process of healing.
Yeah, because I don't think you're ever done 100% healing. No. I think that's because if you think about it, like life happens every single day, right? Something could happen today that's going to trigger me, right? And I don't know, I could wake up on the wrong side of the bed. It happens. And something's going to trigger you. And you kind of got to check yourself because you want to go into what you've been used to your whole life. So it's like you're retraining yourself, like reprogramming. And it's freaking hard. It's freaking hard. But
yeah, it is hard.
I think like it's great to like share stuff. If you guys follow me, I'm gonna put all our social medias down below here on the screen. But I take what I learn in therapy and I play, like when my therapist gives me homework assignments, I pass it on. I pass it on to my family. I pass it on to you guys because I feel like, one, not everybody could afford therapy. Two, not everybody's comfortable going to therapy, which is understandable because I was really against therapy. Like, I was the type that was like, oh, I'm not going to pay a outside person to just sit there and listen to my problems. Negative Nancy. And then I was like, you know what? As I saw, like, as years went on, I was like, I was literally in a hole. Our dad had passed. I was really unhappy. I was we were both in toxic work environments. And I was like, you know what? Something's got to change because the hole I was in, it wasn't normal.
And the only thing you could change is yourself.
Literally.
Yeah, that's the only thing like you could ever have control over is just yourself. You can't control anything, anyone, any situation. So
yeah. And I think also like not playing victim. You know what I mean? Because you could sit there And you could say, poor me, poor me, poor me. Why is this happening to me? Right? To make you feel better. Or like, I'm such a good person. Why is this happening to me?
Right.
Sometimes you got to sit back and be like, listen, how many times you gonna cry over spilt milk? You either clean the milk up or you're gonna let that shit rot. You know what I mean? Like, so I think it got to that point and I was like, no, something's got to change. I decided to leave my toxic work environment. I was like, you know what? God gave me the opportunity and I was like, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna jump off this bridge and I'm gonna do it with no what do they call that?
With no bungee or parachute?
Whatever, no parachute. Okay. And we gonna see where, where life takes me. And that was like total opposite for me because I was such a like,
oh my God, always paranoid about
scaredy cat.
And always paranoid about funds and money and
yeah, like what they like teach you, like what they instill in you, like if you're not on a set payroll, if you do not have like a set amount coming in every 2 weeks or whatever the freak you guys get paid, if you do not have that set amount, you're doomed, like.
Right. And then that creates just like toxic relationships with money.
Yep.
Right. So you always have this sense of worrying and being stuck in a certain level of frequency. And who wants to be like that for the rest of their life, honestly?
Yeah. Because if you think about it, right, you have that money, but you always want more money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's like, and something I think that we both learned from Papi is, because our mother was always money, worrying, saving, and
we had like two extremes though.
Yes,
we did. It was two extremes.
It was two extremes, and then our dad, Papi, Papi was always, I got $3 in my pocket, I'm gonna spend $5 because I'm gonna live it to the fullest. And you know what? He died at 57, and that's one thing I know he did was live his fucking life. So you never know when you're gonna go. You never know when you're gonna go. And just having that negative relationship with money was just not sitting well with me either, as it was with her.
Yeah. So I decided to like leave the toxic work environment, and I was like, you know what? Let me get back into doing what I truly love. Because don't get me wrong, I loved my job. I did.
And you were good at it.
We were really both very good at our jobs. Yes, okay, we were very good because we grew up. Our parents taught us, like, when you do something, you don't give it 100%. You give it 200%. Okay, because you gotta show up and show out. You know what I mean? So that's exactly what we did. So I always, my whole life, I always went above and beyond for other people and for other people's companies,
for their business,
for their business that realistically, I was just getting a set paycheck. I wasn't doing anything. And I know there's a lot of people out there that go above and beyond, and they're just constantly like, the jobs don't know how to appreciate. No. They don't know how to appreciate. No. And sometimes it's like, you got to step back and you got to like be like, damn, you know what? These people, it's not going to affect them if my company goes bankrupt. You know what I mean? Like, they could give 2 Fs. So they kind of got to step back and realize like, oh, you know what? That employee is a freaking amazing employee. Let me not treat them like crap. Let me not talk down to them. Let me not treat them like garbage. Like, treat them like a human being,
What companies fail to do, and they do this all the time. I've seen it constantly in and out. We've both been working since we were 14, okay? All different types of environments I've been in. Small business, big corporation, small, whatever, I've been in it, okay? And it's a constant thing that they do, and it affects the emotions of the employee. They constantly look as the employee as a liability to their business rather than an asset. And meanwhile, all of y'all, okay, all of us as employees are making them fucking millionaires.
No.
Right?
Literally.
So it's that whole lack of emotional intelligence that really personally got to me. And I know it got to her too. And it's not like just one, this was constant all through our lives growing up. And it's just, it makes you sick to your stomach. At one point, you have to take a step back and ask yourself exactly who are you making a deal with? Are you making a deal with the God above, positive energy, or are you making a deal with the guy downstairs in that negative energy? You know what I'm saying? Because even if they pay you a beautiful salary, is it worth your peace?
Even if they come to you and tell you what dollar amount you want, straight I'll ask you that question. They asked me, what dollar amount will make you stay? And I said, you know what? And this is so true. Pray and you'll get your answers. And I was like, you're just offering me a dollar sign. That's not going to do temporarily. Yes. Okay. But the problem is still going to be there. The money is not going to make the problem poof, vanish. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of got to take a step back and be like, is it really worth my happiness? Is this truly going to bring me happiness? And the most important thing, peace.
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to be able to lay my head at night and be like, okay, tomorrow's another beautiful day? No, you're going to wake up and you're going to be like, ugh, like I was. Instantly.
Miserable. Miserable to get up and go to work.
I have to freaking clock in. Instant start crying because you're just truly unhappy. At least mine.
That's a trauma.
I'm a crybaby. So it's just like you gotta be like, no, it's not bringing me peace. Gotta go. And I was like, Cristina, what is it that is true? What truly brings you happiness? So then that's when I went back to starting to do my mukbangs because I had stopped. Why? Because I was giving all my energy to this toxic ass company that was only making me feel like shit. And at the end of the day, I was like, I'm fucking drained. I don't want to go sit in front of a camera and fake, put on a smile as much as I wanted to because I love doing it. I don't want to fake. One thing about me, honey, I do not fake anything. Okay. You could see it all on my face. I could never hide it because I just can't fake the funk. So, and that's exactly what I did. I was like, I resigned and I want to go back and finding like happiness and doing what it is that brought me joy and all that stuff. And then shortly after me, I was the one telling her to jump. No.
She was playing devil's advocate.
Don't leave me alone.
No, but yeah, I chose to speak up, spoke my mind, and I called the boss exactly what he was, and I told him about his toxic behaviors and his personality, and I did it very professionally, very nicely as well. Okay, because I am very emotionally intelligent. All right, so if I have to say something to you, I'm just gonna blurt it out like I did when I was 16. I'm gonna say it as nicely as possible, not to hurt your feelings that bad, because at the end of the day, the truth's still gonna hurt. So I obviously hurt his feelings, and guess who got terminated? But I've been terminated proudly.
Yeah, and you're really good at that. Like, she's good at emotionally telling you something, like telling you what it is, but nicely, you know? I don't have that. I'm working on it because I'm the type of person where to me, shit is just like black and white. You know what I mean?
Just blunt. Yeah.
Like, I'm just too blunt. And I've known this trait about me, like, for a long time. It's been my problem my whole life. I'm too blunt. So to people, it comes across as me being a bitch. You know what I mean? And it's not the case. It's just like, I'm gonna call you out on your BS, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you because you're a grown ass person, and you should be able to take it. Like, and the thing is I it's not like I'm one of those people that don't expect it back. Like, I want you to tell me, you know,
like snap back, bitch.
Yeah, like snap out of it. You know what I mean? So it's just like I put out what I want in return, but there comes a point where you have to understand not everyone como se dice,
can digest what you're saying in it that way, or can reciprocate the same kind of tone and delivery.
Yes. And just because I want something one way doesn't mean that somebody else wants
right.
it. You know what I mean? So it's like you gotta, you know, kind of not sugarcoat what you're saying, but you kind of gotta put a nice little ring to it.
It's just a soft blow. Because I used to be like that too when I was younger. I didn't give a fuck. Like, I would go up to you and just be like, blah, 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 blah. And it'll be word vomit. And that got me in trouble a lot. That got me in trouble a lot. And so I just realized that, you know, you just got to switch up the delivery and the tone into things. But at the end of the day, right, even if you switch up the delivery and the tone of it, when it's the truth and it fucking punches right in the gut, like, in that chest, right, it's still going to hurt. And that's what happened, because he knew what I was saying was the truth. The truth. And, you know, what do narcissists do? They go into, you know, lies, and they try to reverse the pain and suffering. It's just weird shit that they do. And honestly, I wasn't for it. She wasn't for it. You know, we were very good at our jobs. I know that we've made this motherfucker, excuse my language, over hundreds of thousands of dollars. And, you know, at the end of the day, people got to deal with their karma, right? You receive what you put out into the universe. That's just how it fucking works. And may God have mercy on his soul. Damn.
Rest in peace. So then I was like, you know what? You're doing your thing. I'm doing my thing. And why not come together? And we're both on the same...
And do a thing together?
Yeah. We're both like on the same mind... What is it called?
Mindset.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you, it has to be the blonde.
I just dyed my hair yesterday.
Because I used to be a blonde and I would have brain farts like that too.
It's like...
I dyed it.
It be that bleach, yo. That bleach be strong.
It's the bleach.
Whatever, blondes have more fun. So I was like, we're both on the same mindset. Let's come together and let's make a channel where we can share our positive outlook on life. Mm-hmm. Because we haven't had the, like, I don't think anyone really, realistically, has like a what do you call those? A perfect childhood? Like a perfect life?
No.
Not childhood, a perfect life. You know what I mean?
There's no such thing as perfection, right?
Yeah.
The only thing that's perfect is the Creator Almighty. That's the only thing that's perfect. No such thing as perfection. Everyone has some kind of fucking trauma, all right? You can't
whether you want to admit it or not.
Yeah, you can't sit there. Nobody can ever come to me and be like, no, I'm good. Everything's fine. You're fucking lying. And the fact that I'm clairvoyant, right? I can read their energy. Like, I can literally, most of the time, look into people's eyes and see their trauma, you know? So, you know, people like to put up a front like, oh, no, I had the perfect childhood. Yeah.
No, nothing bothers me. I'm good.
I'm
it's
fine.
all peaches and cream.
You know, my dad was a great communicator. My mom did everything she was supposed to do in the house. Yeah, but did they fucking tell you they love you? No, they didn't. So what? Now you don't know if you're loved, and you've been suppressing that emotion. So, you know, shit like that. But that's what we're here for. We want to be a support system, all right? We want to provide some sort of motivation, some sort of guidance to help people. And, you know, life is fucking tough. Life is hard.
And we also want it back in return. Like, we would want to hear from you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you guys, like, if you go to therapy, what are some things your therapist teaches, has taught you? What are some techniques you use? Like, how do you get by day to day? Because life's, okay? Like, life's hard. Take a shot every time I say life's. So it's like, how do you guys deal with the day-to-day stuff? Like, what are some things you guys want to talk about? What, like, we want to hear it all. We want to be akumaya. No. But it's just like it's like a safe space, like a little sister or sisters
or brothers.
We're open. A sibling circle.
That's a good one.
Oh, sibling circle. And like, come together and just like talk it out. Because if you don't talk it out, guess what? It builds up in here, okay? And then that's how you get word vomit, or that's how you blurt shit out or fucking yell shit out, right? That's how you get road rage. Like, that's how you
been there, done that.
You know what I mean?
Do it sometimes.
So it's just like,
yeah, we just want to be here to we could hold each other's hand.
Yeah, because life is hard lately.
Yeah, we can hold each other's hands, and I think it's a little tough, especially as a woman. In certain environments, because this is a very masculine world.
Yeah.
And I know for myself, I've had to always stay in my masculine energy in order to protect myself, right? So I'm working on accepting my feminine energy and wanting to actually be there and not feel like I have to bring out my masculinity.
Or be on guard.
Right.
Or like constantly.
Just to feel safe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To feel safe. And that's the type of environment we would like to provide. Everybody's like chill.
I think because it's so, like, something my therapist taught me is, as humans, we're naturally programmed, unfortunately, to look at the glass as half empty because it's easier. You know what I mean? Because it's just easier to sit there, like I said, and say, why me? Why is this happening? Instead of looking at the glass as half full. Like, you know what? I may not be where I wanted to be, or where I plan to be, or I may not have exactly what I want right now. But you know what? I do have X, Y, and Z. I have my health. I have my happiness. I have my peace of mind. And I'm blessed in that aspect. And I'm good. Like, it's okay. Like, when it's time, it's time. And that's okay.
Yeah. And remember, like, you woke up today, right? There's thousands of people that were not able to say that. So you are already more fortunate than others. And once you start looking at life like that more humbly, I think, right? And grateful, the universe starts to reward you in ways that you never thought you needed those gifts in return, right? Like inner peace, a sense of being safe, secure. And by doing that, you start healing yourself, right? Because the point here is, guys, right? I can say probably most of us have parents who came from even more tougher times, right? And
immigrant parents,
yes,
which they're taught a whole different,
right? From other countries, and you think it's ghetto here in the U.S. No, honey, go somewhere in South America. That's the ghetto. All right. So those type of environments and things like that come with their own trauma, right? And it's traumas that's also passed down during bloodlines. So we have to be the ones to stop it, right? It ends with us. That's the point. Like, it ends with us. You don't want to pass those things on to the kids because it keeps being passed down from generation to generation. It's literally, I don't like to use this word because people get spooked out, but it's literally a curse on your bloodline. Okay? And that's the point of healing, though, right? Because you overpower, a curse is a lower frequency, lower vibration. When you heal, the sense of healing and happiness, and being satisfied with oneself creates a higher vibration that crushes it. It ends it. And you don't repeat those same patterns, right, with your kids. So this is the point, I think, that we want to share with you, mis amigos.
Okay, Dora. Dora. But yeah, because if you think about it, just now, it's becoming more like people are more open about talking mental health and all that stuff. It's just now. So imagine back in the day, okay, if something happened to you, it happens, and then tomorrow's a freaking new day. You have freaking amnesia and you forget that shit happened. Okay, we don't talk about it no more. So it's like you literally have to start over and reprogram your freaking mind and be like, no, you know what? This happened yesterday, right? But I'm processing it and I want to talk about it. I want to go through it, and this is how I felt about it. Instead of just holding it in and having that
rage build up,
that anger, you know what I mean?
It does build up, but it's because society has also programmed everyone like that, right? Like, our parents were probably taught, stop being so sensitive. Why are you crying?
Yeah.
Stop crying. You know what I mean? So,
and they told that to me all the time.
Yeah. So you're not able to process emotions because they told you to stop processing them while you were trying to do that as a kid. So it's those subconscious things that are just embedded into us already. And it comes from generation to generation, that it becomes a part of your DNA. So,
and it's like little things, you know, like little things on top of little things, like stop crying, cut it out, you know, all that stuff. And you're automatically like grow up like, oh, okay.
I shouldn't have feelings.
Not okay.
Yeah, crying is not okay.
I need to cry behind closed doors. I need to cry in my privacy.
Which I do. I used to do a lot.
Me too. I used to be like, okay, I know when I go to bed, that's my crying time. If I need to cry, that's my crying time. You know, turn my back, and that's it. And I have a silence crying session, and then
because you couldn't be too loud.
That's it. You know. So it's just things like that you have to like stop, like put a stop to, so you just don't keep repeating it from generation to generation to generation, because it's so easy to repeat. Like, it's like a copy and paste, like
yeah, because that's all you know. Like, that's who you become. You're literally asking to like change all your programming.
Yeah,
that shit is hard. You know, it's not easy, but it ain't for the weak. You know what I'm saying? It's really not for the weak, and I'm sorry if anyone gets offended, but it's not.
Yeah, it takes like a lot of work, because what you're doing is you're literally starting from the beginning. You know, like, to work through that trauma, you got to start from the beginning, as early as you can remember, and work it through.
And it makes you uncomfortable. Okay,
so uncomfortable.
Yes, it makes you very uncomfortable. For me to sit here and be like, no, I'm lying. It makes me feel very uncomfortable. I feel vulnerable. It's like if I was to stand up naked in front of a group of 1,000 people, that's how it makes you feel.
Yeah.
But after you work through it, it's very satisfying. And
you feel like fucking Superman or Superwoman. Like, you feel like, damn, you know what?
I'm like, that makes sense.
Like, you're right.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. And then you start thinking on yourself, and then your brain starts getting rewired, you know? Because you start going like, why did I just bug out on that person right now that cut me off on the LIE?
Like, what the hell triggered me?
Yeah. Like, what was it?
Because I know it wasn't that person. That person's a stranger.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that person has no effect on my life.
Right. Is it
what's the heck
I'm having a power trip? Is it an ego trip? Where does it stem from? So you start dissecting stuff like that, and it's just like, okay. And then you start living in the moment, right? Because you start closing chapters from your past, and you start actually living in the moment, and you become more self-centered and peace. And yeah, I mean, it's a great thing, bro. It's a great thing. But here's the thing. You have to build up the strength to fucking do it.
And you have to want to do the work.
Yes.
Like, if you don't want it, you ain't gonna do it.
Right.
Because you're gonna be like, what? Like, F that shit. I don't want to do it. Like, for what? What is that gonna do for me? That happened so many years ago. I don't want to bring it up. No. You clearly act the way you act today because of stuff that happened in your past. I mean, the maths if you do the work. You know what I mean? So that's literally, you have to want to do it. Nobody's going to do it for you. And nobody can do it for you. And then it comes to a point where people are just going to be like, you know what? I don't want to be surrounded around that energy. I don't want that, because energy is very transferable. Okay? So if I see that someone's being a negative Nancy now, okay, and it's just like constantly like, another day. Like, ew, what do you mean another day? You should be like, another day, beautiful. It's freaking beautiful outside. Or no, it's not beautiful outside, but you know what? I'm gonna fucking make it happy. You know what? I'm gonna go serve myself a little wine. I'm gonna go get myself my favorite breakfast today. I'm gonna go eat that bread if I want to eat it. So it's just like that. It's that simple, but it's really not that simple. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, the funny thing I've noticed about the universe, right? The more you raise your vibration, the universe will shed the negativity around you. Like it'll start removing people from your life. And I think that's, besides getting the strength to go to therapy, that's another hard part. Yeah, so you start losing friends, associates, people you knew. Your environment starts to change, your job, where you live, those type of things, because the universe is like, okay, you don't want to stay in this vibration. Cool. I respect it. Let me give you something that matches more of your vibration. And it's pretty fucking cool. It's pretty cool. I call it poetic justice, God's poetry. Okay, so, I mean, it's a roller coaster, but it's kind of fun. It's a little scary, but it's fun.
It's scary. You have breakdowns in it, and not everything is all, roses and butterflies. But, when you do those breakthroughs, I think that's like the best feeling, because you kind of get that sense of like peace. Like, okay, you know what? I could really say I closed a chapter on that. Like, I'm good with it. Don't get me wrong. You get moments of loneliness because God is removing stuff that's not good for you, that's not meant for you, that you weren't strong enough to leave. He will force it out of your life.
But then he will replace it.
Yes, he will replace it. But you do get those moments where you kind of like, you kind of look around and you're like, wait a second.
Like, where did everybody go?
What happened? It's like, where it's like, poof, 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 like disappearing, like bubbles disappearing. It's like that. Like, it's just like, and then you're kind of like, oh my God, like, what? But it is so fulfilling. I think that's the best way to put it. It's very fulfilling. And then you want to go out and you want to spread the same peace and joy you find. You want to go out and spread it to others, because, life being so negative, like, So it's like, if you could spread that little bit,
it can create a domino effect.
Yeah. If you could spread your little bit of knowledge or what you learned or anything that could help someone else, they will then go out and do it. It's like the thing of paying it forward, right? You go and do a good deed to someone, they're going to feel good, and they're going to be like, damn, I want to go do a good deed to somebody else. And it goes like that. So I think if we all come together and we all spread a little bit of positivity and wisdom and love to one another, it's definitely, it makes for a better, space. It makes for a better mindset. It makes for a better life, period.
Nope.
Period. Okay.
Yes.
Period.
I hear all this powerful talk. You know what it makes me want to do?
Ooh, pull out a card. We're going to call this segment,
yes.
Pull Out a Card, Roxy.
African Rising Oracle.
Wait, show them.
I love this card.
Put it in the camera so they can see it closer.
I love these cards.
Booyah.
Because they really embrace like your goddess energy within. You know? And so let's see what energy we're in this, our first Twinning Garcia video.
Oh, why it came towards me?
Oof. Joy. Look at that.
Ooh.
Joy. Look at that mother. Nourishing. Yes, honey. This is what we want to do for you guys. Nourish you. Really be there for you. Like in a mother's aspect kind of way. Like Mother Earth in the universe giving back to you. This is exactly the energy we want to be in with you guys. So this card is just completely perfect. Okay? Yes. That feeds into what our purpose and our goal is with you guys. Thank you very much, Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Yes. Remember, life can be a bitch, but that bitch is beautiful. Spread love to one another.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, my beautiful people, bye.
Bye.